TelecomTV, where ICT connects.
Hello, this is TelecomTV. I'm Martyn Warwick. I'm at the Broadband World Forum 2013 event in the RAI, the big exhibition centre in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And I'm talking with Axel Clauberg, who is VP with Deutsche Telekom.
Right.
Axel, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Martyn.
What, in a time of flux when everything is changing because of new technologies, new access technologies, network overlays and all the rest of it, what is Deutsche Telekom focusing on in this time of immense change?
We're actually looking at how our future looks like, how our future service production will have to look like moving forward. Because one thing is sure, the internet traffic growth will definitely continue. So we're still facing exponential traffic growth. Doesn't matter whether it's a factor of 10 or a factor of 50 until the end of the decade. Fact is, our current networks are not ready to support that growth. So we will have to invest. Now, the investment climate is not really friendly because there's a lot of competition going on. Also, on the regulatory side, I think it's still a little bit of a challenge in some of our countries we're active in. So, nevertheless, we need to serve our users moving forward. And we need to look at, I would say, innovative ways of doing that. We need to lower our production cost and get more flexibility. That's our main focus.
Things which are obviously affecting you greatly will be the cloud, of course. So let's begin there. We'll talk about things that follow on from that subsequently. But what about the cloud to start with? What kind of an impact is that having?
Absolutely, the cloud will have a large impact on the way we are producing services. So we actually introduced this new concept called the infrastructure cloud. So Bruno Jacobfeuerborn, our CTO, had presented it in a keynote just a year ago at the same event here. And the concept is to bring data centers, so cloud technology, very close together with the network. Actually treat the infrastructure cloud as a part of the network. And on one side, start with network functions we need to run our network services today. But then also look at more advanced network function services like IMS, even like a packet core for mobile. We actually want to virtualize moving forward and run in this infrastructure cloud and deliver in a very scalable way.
Is there any longer any differentiation in reality between mobile access and fixed access?
Well, I see the two actually converging, and definitely here on the service side we see this convergence actually moving much faster already. People want to use the same services wherever they are. They don't really bother whether they're at home or mobile. They want to use the same applications, the same services. They want to see video in the quality on the device that they have with them, and that's what we need to support.
How?
Well, this concept of network function virtualization, the infrastructure cloud, this is one of the main tools for us actually to do this in a very scalable way. Because the problem with the existing service production is most of it is actually parts of it are actually on routers, switches, networking equipment, and that's very hard to scale. However, if you look at a data center where you're using commercial off-the-shelf technology, there it's actually very easy to scale, to throw more compute capacity and more storage capacity in. Now, that sounds very easy. Unfortunately, it is not. It is a very dramatic change, actually, we're executing for the whole industry. And an operator can't do so alone. So that's why we pushed a year ago for the formation of an operator forum to actually drive this in the industry, to send a very clear signal as well to our vendors, and that became the ETSI ISG on network function virtualization.
That was exactly a year ago that
it was exactly
came
a year
out.
ago that it was launched,
yeah,
and
that's right.
I would say since then it was really successful. So we brought basically all the major operators behind that concept, and we also got all the major vendors behind. And for the vendors, it's an equally challenging situation because they're moving from hardware-based revenue models to software-based models, and that is a challenge for them.
SDN and NFV exist separately.
Yes.
They work better together, perhaps, and they're seen as natural accompaniments one for the other. But it's a bit of a chicken and an egg situation. Which came first?
I'm not sure. Just historically, well...
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Maybe SDN, it started as a concept in the early 2000s. Well, data center technology is there since
But in data center technology for sure, but in the network,
now putting things together,
very different, isn't it?
Indeed, putting things together is the true innovation. So SDN as a concept helps us actually to simplify our operational support systems, and that is a very important point. Specifically, open flow-based SDNs actually can help us in the data center today to simplify production. If we look at very complex scenarios, for example, a packet core, the GI LAN next to the packet core, that is actually the first area where also the combination of virtualization and software-defined networking can actually help us tremendously.
How long do you think it's going to be? I know there's proof of concept going on at the moment. There will be trials next year. People are talking about maybe 2015 and seeing the reality of SDN and NFV working in the network. How long do you think
it depends on, let's say, how aggressive you are, how many services you want to deploy. You sure won't start putting the whole packet core for all your consumer mobile production on a virtualized platform. But you will start with smaller environments which are easily manageable, like M2M, for example, or specific new verticals where you want to show some flexibility as well, and that is where typically the operators are starting. Now, we started a pilot on this whole concept, simplifying the infrastructure, bringing in an SDN control paradigm and a network function virtualization within our TerraStream pilot in Croatia December last year. So December 2012, that was when we launched, and we're currently completing this, still using the pilot in Croatia, and sure, a rollout of this technology in production might still take 2 years. So everyone is indeed piloting and doing proof of concepts now.
So 2015 possibly?
2015 is probably a good time frame for introduction of more virtualized services.
A last question to you, actually, if I might. Do you think operators, yourself included, and customers, your customers, understand the vital importance of SDN and NFV and the effects that they're going to have going forward?
I think, honestly, no would be the proper answer.
Really?
Because it's actually funny when you go into a room of technical people and ask them what SDN is. If you have 100 people in the room, you get roughly 150 opinions back. It's kind of a schizophrenic view sometimes. And it will still need a lot of work evangelizing this drastic change inside the operators, with the vendors, and with the community overall. Now, you mentioned our customers. Actually, customers have a slightly different view. They don't care too much how we are producing the service, but they want the flexibility.
Sure.
They want the self-service capabilities, and that's what they are pushing for. They are pushing also on the enterprise side for their service level agreements. And yes, they're pushing on price. So,
of course,
they don't care whether we're using SDN and NFV, but they want to have the right offer.
Makes good sense. Axel Clauberg, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin.
TelecomTV, where ICT connects.